What up, Bulls Nation? We've got a fresh CHGO Bulls pod coming at you right now, Saturday, August 23rd. We just got back from hanging out at Bullsfest down the street. We're going to talk about our experience there, plus play an interview between GOAT and the one and only Eddy Curry. Plus, on the back half of today's show, we're talking NBA 2K rankings that just dropped, which Bulls are in the top 100, and who might be there by the end of the 25-26 season. Next. What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome into the CHGO Bulls podcast. Coming to you from our studios here in West Loop, downtown Chicago. I'm Peck, Bulls_Peck. Will the Gottlieb, perfectly coiffed, back in the chair that is usually his chair. Will_Gottlieb. Katie on the controls, the queen of them. And back in town, Big Dave is here! Bam! Bam! BAWL Sports. Hey!
I think you're more excited than anybody.
You're here.
I am here.
I mean, I've been hanging out with you all day, but
this is true.
For the sake of our audience, you're here.
I'm here. Hello. Hi, everyone. I'm very happy to be back. I missed you all. Thank y'all for holding it down as y'all always do. Yeah, man. It was great.
Mystery vacation?
Great. Yeah. I feel great. Yeah, check that. Shout out to the Guard Up gang. Shout out to all the people out there who I was hanging out with and seeing and sharing things with. And
what a great re-entry to our lives of, dedicating every waking moment to being crazy about the Bulls.
Yeah.
You get home and then bam, Bullsfest.
Yeah, smacks you right in the face with a nice backhand.
Smack him, Katie.
I knew. I knew I was welcomed back by GOAT properly when we started talking about ad reads, and then he was like, "Oh, Dave, I'm so glad you're back." Immediately, that's when GOAT expressed his love and affection for me being here. But yeah, I mean, I love this. I'm happy to be back doing it. Talking Bulls, I miss talking Bulls with y'all. There were many times I wanted to hit y'all up and ask y'all Bulls questions.
I mean, so much riveting news that happened while you were gone, Dave.
But it was just a question, random thoughts in my head.
Did you hear about Josh Giddey?
What happened with
He's still unsigned.
Oh, yeah. He's still not here. I said by September is when it will be news.
Yeah.
At least for me, it would be news by September. But, yeah, man, I'm not really surprised. Nope, none of them are signed, right? Like, Kuminga's not signed?
Nope.
Or none of them are signed. So, yeah. It's par for the course. Maintain the course, Bulls. You're doing a great job, Bulls front office.
Hey.
Maintain the course. Doing a great job.
Did you have any divine revelations about the Bulls while you were gone?
Oh, man, that's a great question. No. I did have people who were tired of me talking about the Bulls. Well, one person, I should say. Tired of me discussing the Bulls because that's what I do. Is talk about sports all the time because I love it. I love it very much. And wrestling, of course. But no divine revelations about the Bulls. I will say I did have this. I am actually coming into the season probably feeling more ready to cheer the Bulls than I have in the past two previous seasons because they've made up their minds about the kind of team that they want to be and who they are, and I'm just going to be an idiot and continue to bang my head against a wall. I'm not going to do that. There are a bunch of players on this team that I'm rooting for who I really like, especially, guys like, Modest and Noah Essengay. I want to see how he performs. I want to see Giddey and how he performs, Coby White and all these guys, Ayo. So I feel like I'm going to be rooting more for the Bulls this season than I have in previous ones, man. Like, not to say I wasn't, but come on, we know what was going on.
I mean, I think that's a healthy approach.
Yeah,
honestly, I will try to do that myself. I don't know if I'll get there
because I don't know what I'm rooting against.
Right, exactly. You know what I'm saying? What will I gain as a Bulls fan who thinks it's in their best interest to have a top 3 pick in next year's draft class?
Yeah,
knowing that they are not not about that plan.
They not
They
about
are
that
not
life,
about
man.
that plan.
They ain't about that life at
They
all.
are in the let's be competitive plan.
Yeah, and that's the plan.
I'm going to try and talk myself into that being the reality.
That's it.
I still won't like it.
No,
But
I like rooting for my team.
And rooting for wins is always more
Yeah.
fun than rooting for losses.
So
Those of
much
us
more
who
fun.
sometimes do root for losses for very legitimate reasons.
No, so much more fun.
It's way more fun to root for wins.
And thank y'all for the awesome feedback I got on the article that I wrote. Thank y'all
that was really
for
good.
liking that. And I appreciate
Album
that.
player grades.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, man, I appreciated that. That's the kind of stuff I like.
Awesome article. Go check that out. But I want to agree with you because I think it's also, this is a point that Doug Tonis has made a few times on
Shout out, Doug.
on the Big Red Bus,
Podfather.
the Podfather himself. I look to my right and lo and behold,
You massacred
he's-
my boy.
he's always saying that like it's way easier to root for, like it's always way easier to root for a team that is young and up and coming as compared to a team that you've seen fail 3 times all over
Yeah.
and that is older and not going anywhere clearly. You may not believe in the direction that this team is going, but at least there's like some uncovered upside that could be there, maybe not, but could be. And so I do think that's the right approach. Maybe we can spend more time on that.
Sure.
Because it's like a deeper conversation at some point. Sure. But I tend to agree, and I think that's just like the approach that people should be ready to have because they are not going to tank. They are not going to prioritize the draft. They're going to do it their way. And rather than just scratch and claw and fight against that, I think there's nothing else to do but to try to buy into the development of the young core that they have in place.
And I want it to work. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of, and I don't agree with the approach that they're taking and haven't agreed with the approach that they have taken for the past few years. I still want it to work because I want my team to be good. I like rooting for good Bulls teams and great things to happen to the team and to the fans, man. Like, it's fun to talk about.
And Dave, you know I love being right.
Oh, shit, jam.
More than almost anything in the world.
Anything I've known about you, being right is your number one jam.
And I love it so much because it's usually what happens.
Yes, this is true too.
I'm right about most things.
In high percentage.
Very high percentage. Fred makes up percentages. Mine are legitimate. But, like, do you have any idea how much I would enjoy being wrong?
Yes.
In my opinion, that AK's approach to roster construction right now ain't going to work.
Man, can't wait.
To get this team to actual legitimate contention?
Like, bro, I would
love to be proven wrng about that.
Wrong. I want to be wrong so
and I think,
bad.
honestly, like that's like last season was last season. 40, 39, 39 wins the last few years when I thought, okay, you got to break this up. You got to go to the bottom. It didn't happen. And now I think you're right. The healthier approach is to be like, okay, well, this is the plan.
Yeah.
Let's see if this plan shocks the world and works.
Because if it does, that means guys like Modest are doing his thing. That means guys like Coby continuing to do his thing. Josh Giddey has taken off if he, signs, and only this for Katie. But if he's here, then, he's doing his thing. Vooch, hearing him say, no, I'm not buying out. I'm in. Yep. You know what I mean? Like, that's, for me, that was the final door closing. That was like, okay, we're in, bro. Like, everybody's on board. Everybody's on the shit. It's time, to get the champagne and christen this thing and let's get up out of here. So, yeah, man, like, there's no other way for me and my sanity to continue to move forward as a red-blooded American black man than to just be okay with what the Bulls are doing and root for the team that I am seeing in front of my face because I want them to have success. And I saw some success in that second half of the season. That was a fun team to actually sit there and watch. That was a fun team to actually sit there and root for. We'll see if it continues. I want to see if Essengay becomes anything. Julian Phillips, I want to see what he becomes and if he's going to continue to grow, if Dalen Terry finds a way to get more playing time on the floor. There are so many questions, and I've said this to you all a bunch of times, like a lot of this is going to be answered on day one. Yeah. Like as soon as the season starts, like a ton of these questions are going to be answered, and I can't wait to sit and watch that with y'all. Like I just really want to see this team look like a real basketball team and not falling ass backwards into stuff. And just looking like, oh, man, this is – and not even just a great, super, world-beating team, just a formidable basketball team like I saw in that second half of the season. My bar is super low. for what I need for this team to be. 17-10, I would have lost my mind if they came and did that kind of stuff to start off the season. But yeah, man, I'm excited for those young guys getting this opportunity. A couple of those guys are playing for contracts.
Yep.
So I know their focus will be a little bit different as well. Vooch is still playing, for other teams, to see what he can still do out there while still trying to contribute here for this team, man. Just a lot of questions, and hopefully we get a lot of those answers when the season starts.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually having that chat with Briscoe and some of our other fellow Bulls fans out at Bullsfest just earlier today. You mentioned the low bar, like just the bar. Like I think most Bulls fans are happy when the team is actually competitive enough, not fake competitive, but actually competitive to go to the playoffs.
Yeah,
maybe you don't win in the playoffs, but you go.
Yeah,
that's what Bulls fans ask for.
Yeah,
some of us who were spoiled and grew up on championships every year, it's not like we're always demanding that.
Yeah.
I'm not asking for 6 championships every decade. I think most Bulls fans are happy when they actually just compile a team that is good enough to go toe-to-toe with some of the better teams in the league.
Correct.
And give them a good fight and maybe do so in a playoff series. Mm-hmm. That's the bar.
That's it.
My frustration for the last several years is them not clearing that bar.
Yeah, man. They can't, and they've had trouble, and they've tripped over the bar.
Yeah.
They've fallen over the bar. Like, they've seen it and still couldn't get over it. Like, it's been all those issues. But now it just feels like they kind of got in place exactly what they want to do. But like I said, man, they have locked the door. They put the master lock on, the chain on around the door, all of that, man. Like, Billy Donovan re-up. The front office re-up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, all these, they're in. They're in. This is it. This is what it's going to be. I can't root for a draft pick, in 2026. It depends on how the season goes. We'll see how
the Bulls
it ends.
tanking is like the elephant graveyard from The Lion King. What about that part that the light doesn't touch?
Yeah.
You must never go there.
You must never go there, Simba. But my God. But yeah, man, I want so much for this team to be, formidable and just okay. And again, you hear the words I'm using. I'm using them specifically. Like, I know exactly what I'm saying. I'm not looking for great. You know what I mean? I'm just looking for fun. Let the team be fun. Let Bulls fans who show up in droves to that UC to watch this team play, allow them to be entertained by this. Give them something to root for when they fly in on a 13-hour flight from another country to come sit and watch this squad, bro. Like, allow them to have those moments with their favorite basketball team. Allow me to have those moments with my favorite basketball team. So I'm rooting for it. Their offense is in place, what they want to do. Their defense is in place and what they want to do. Let's see who fits. Let's see who sticks. And, let's just enjoy the season, man. That's how I'm looking at it.
Speaking of those passionate fans, including some who come in from all over to just share their passion for this team, that, being at Bullsfest earlier today, it's one of my favorite things that we get to do. It was a bummer that it didn't happen last year, but so glad it was back. Just chatting with Bulls fans.
Yeah.
Their takes. What do you think about the team? What do you think about this player and that player? And it's just a great environment.
Yeah.
Bulls fans, not that anyone ever questions how passionate Bulls fans are, but you just go to an event like Bulls Fest, there's a line to get in as we were heading out.
Yes, yo.
Like, Bulls fans will show up
man.
for the team and for one another. And, I already mentioned, shout out Briscoe, shout out Stephanie, our ride or die Kimberly, who's always hanging out in the Die Hard chat. She was wearing this very same Die Hard t-shirt that I was wearing today. Shout out to you, Kimberly. Shout out to Rick and his girl Marisol. Rick came up to us. He was like, "Oh my God, I was so hoping I would run into y'all today."
Yeah,
and I love that stuff, man. I love when Bulls fans just come up to us when we're in the community and are like, "Yo, let us share in our mutual love of this team."
He was so excited, man. That got me excited. Like, he was just really happy to see it. He was like, I came here because I wanted to see y'all. Like, y'all would have showed up at Bullsfest.
Yeah.
What's the look at our faces?
Like, Eddy Curry is here, right?
Right. The GOAT ain't even with us right now. But he just was excited to see us, man. And that stuff is always really cool, man. And big shout out to the Bulls PR staff as well. Yeah,
shout out Aaron, shout out Caroline, shout out Taylor. Great hospitality.
Yeah, man.
As always. When we come hang out.
They made it very seamless and very cool and very nice.
All right, with that, let's knock out a couple of ads. When we come back on the other side, speaking of Eddy Curry, Go had a chance to chat with him at Bullsfest earlier this afternoon. We will play that interview for you. Hit the like button while you listen to some ads. Do it for Katie. She'll bug you about it. Hit the like now. Ads.
God, I know he hates this so much. Oh my goodness, man. Is it on me for the fact of time?
Go for it.
I'll do this. Food. Eating.
Yum, yum.
It's fun. I like it.
Yeah.
Can't you tell?
Yeah.
Matt does.
Ugh.
He ate food on set. Oh, took him 2 minutes to take down that Italian beef. But guess what? He can get prepared meals that are a little more healthier, but just as tasty with our people at Factor. Oh, we love Factor meal kits, y'all. They arrive fresh and fully prepared, perfect for any active, busy lifestyle. They've got up to 40 options across 8 dietary preferences on the menu each week. It's easy to pick the meals tailored to your goals. Choose from preferences like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, or Keto. Reach your goals this year with ingredients you can trust and convenience that cannot be beat. Get started at factormeals.com/CHGO Bears 50 off and use the code CHGO Bears 50 off and get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That code again, CHGO Bears 50 off at factormealkits.com/CHGO Bears 50 off. 50% off plus free shipping.
Today's show also brought to you by Circa Sportsbook. Whatever the sport, the app to bet is Circa Sports Illinois. Circa Sports is sports betting the way it should be. Circa Sports Illinois has high betting limits, low holds, and exceptional customer service featuring real human beings that have mouths that they talk out of.
They do.
Instead of the stupid chatbots. I need customer service to come in human form, and that is what Circa provides. And I love them for it. Bet on all your favorite teams in every game this season. Spreads, props, futures, even in-game betting, Circa Sports has it for you. So fund and bet like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. What are you waiting for? Download your new bookie today at circasports.com. Must be 21 and older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Bam. All right, we roll along. CHGO Bulls on a special Saturday episode because we were hanging out at Bullsfest earlier today. And speaking of being at Bullsfest earlier today, Eddy Curry was there.
Yeah.
One of the new team ambassadors in that role. Cool to see him in that role.
Yeah.
Spent his first 4 NBA seasons with the Bulls, drafted young, was part of the whole, Twin Towers plan alongside Tyson Chandler.
Yeah.
Ended up moving on, had some strong seasons with the Knicks. Actually got himself a ring with the dreaded Heatles.
He did.
In 2012.
He did.
11-year career. And you got a chance to talk to him at Bullsfest earlier today.
Flex.
We sure did. Do we want to play the clip first? Or you want to?
Let's play it.
Should we play the clip? Let's do it.
Play the clip.
CHGO Bulls here at Bullsfest 2025, and I am pleased to be joined with Eddy Curry, former center and power forward for the Chicago Bulls. And Eddy, just tell us about your time here so far at Bullsfest and kind of coming back to Chicago and being part of the Bulls community.
Man, this is incredible. I mean, it's my second Bulls Fest. Every time it gets better and better, man, just to get out here with the fans, get out here with the people who kind of watched me grow up and meet the new fans. It's incredible.
You were one of the great stories of high school to NBA pipeline. And I'm just curious what that experience was like for you looking back on it after your career, the jump going from, Chicagoland area high school star into the NBA and playing for your hometown team.
It was crazy. I think that's definitely the highlight of my whole career is to actually put that Bulls uniform on for the first time. I mean, you grow up as a kid in Chicago watching MJ, watching Scotty, watching the Bulls, man, and that's something every kid dreams about, and you just never know how close that dream could really be, man. So to realize that here in my hometown of Chicago, man, that was beautiful, and I couldn't ask for a better situation.
And you were here right after the championship era ended, but some of the guys were still around. Scotty was still on the team for a little bit. Guys like Jerry Krause and Jerry Reinsdorf obviously still in the building. What was that like, just being able to pick their brain and be around these guys that are just legends for this organization?
That's history, man, right? And I mean, like I said, as a Chicago kid, you grow up seeing that, and you embody that. That becomes a part of everything you do. It becomes a part of your journey. It becomes a part of family night, watching Bulls games and celebrating championships. So to be in that building, to be able to have my parents in that building and my family be able to meet Jerry Krause and Mr. Reinsdorf and go to Sox games. I mean, that's you can't ask for anything better than that.
Can't ask for anything more. You kind of had a tenuous first start with your career. You have 5 coaches in your first 4 years here. I heard you on the radio yesterday talking about Scott Skiles. But who, just of all the coaches that you had, who maybe had the most impact or influence on you as a player and as a person?
Yeah, I would have to say Scott Skiles, right? Because, I mean, while I had some incredible coaches, starting out with Tim Floyd, you know, I felt like that was my first real taste of the NBA coach and just really no nonsense. But I think Scott really came in and corralled us at a time where we needed it. We didn't have an identity, and he was able to bring us all together and have us really working towards one goal. And I feel like really, you know, transformed this team, turned us into a winning team right before I left.
And during, I think it was your third and fourth year, you really started to break out and come into your own as a player.
Yeah.
Was there anything in particular that changed for you, whether it was just like your approach to the game and mentality, or maybe you were just kind of like in a better position to succeed from an X's and O's standpoint?
Yeah, I think it was confidence. I think a little bit of all of that, right? I mean, when I first got here, Brad Miller, that's my guy, but, you know, he was the starting center of the team.
Yep.
You know, I think they had an identity that they were rolling with. Elton Brand was here. They had a way that they wanted to play basketball, man. And I think, you know, me and Tyson coming here abruptly like that, I think even how that all came together, you know, it took some time to really figure that out. And then me learning who I was going to be at this level. I couldn't be the same player that I was in high school. I wasn't going to get the touches and the freedom, so I had to do that within the system. And again, I credit that to, you know, Scott Skiles, but also, you know, Jerry Reinsdorf and Jerry Krause for bringing the right people in here to really help, you know, spark that.
And you mentioned Tyson Chandler, two guys that came in the draft and were kind of supposed to be like the next era of the team.
Yeah.
You're coming out of high school, so is Tyson. Like, do you guys feel that pressure? What was that like, just having to be the guys for the Chicago Bulls?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely felt that pressure, but at the same time, I mean, we were young. We were 18 at the time, coming out of high school. Up until that time, we've been able to have our way at every level. So, you know, we felt like, you know, this would be the same thing. We, you know, because we're young and dumb, we have no idea that, you know, what it really takes to be in the league. So, I mean, it was definitely eye-opening. It was a little bit shocking. It took a little bit of a time to get it together. But like I said, we started getting the pieces in. By the time I left, we had Luol Deng, we had Ben Gordon, we had Tyson. We were all clicking on the same level. We had Captain Kirk, who really helped put that thing together. So, I mean, it all worked out.
I'm glad you mentioned those guys, because I wanted to ask you, I mean, some of the fan favorites from growing up and just in the Bulls history.
Yeah.
Do you have any like funny stories or memories of whether it's Ben Gordon, Luol Deng, or Kirk Heinrich? Any dirt you want to throw our way?
Probably nothing I can say on camera. Okay. I'll catch you afterwards. But I mean, look, I mean, we grew up together, you know, for the most part. I mean, so I'm sure it's a lot of stories that we have. But I think ultimately, just, you know, dropping those bad habits that you have as a bad team, right? Like, you lose a lot of games. It's a lot of games to play, so it's a lot of room to pick up bad habits. So I mean, just being able to overcome that together, man, I think it made us stronger. It gave us an incredible bond, and to this day, like, every time we see each other, it's like we never left.
Preparing for this, I reread the article that you wrote for Players Tribune, which, if people haven't read it, you got to go find it. It's a really incredible story about your life and just all the trials and tribulations. What made you decide you wanted to write that and put your story out there?
I got to credit my man Chris Bernard, who sadly passed away last year, man. So rest in peace, Chris Bernard. But, you know, he was very instrumental during my time at the Knicks. He was working for the Knicks at the time. He knew a lot of what went on in my journey. And once he went over to the Players Tribune, he really was on me a lot to like, hey, man, you need to talk about this. Like, you got a really incredible story that I think will be therapeutic for you to get out, but also to help some other people too. So, you know, I trusted him. I trusted the Players Tribune. And, yeah, we did the piece, and it went a lot better than I even expected. Like, I had no idea how it would go. In fact, when they published it, I tried to back out that same day, because I just was so scared to have that type of just vulnerability and that type of transparency out there. I didn't know how the world would take that. So I'm really glad I did it. I think it sparked a lot of what I did after that. A lot of what I'm doing right now, I think all of that came from that article.
I want to ask you about that, but first, just do you feel like, I mean, one of the things you wrote about was like kind of being the butt of a lot of jokes.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that changed your perception with fans, like just having the courage to put that out there and people actually knowing all the tough things that you've been through?
Well, I hope it helps shed some light to fans, just kind of the psyche of an NBA player and what we kind of go through. I think you can kind of get lost in cheering for guys or booing. But you got to understand, we're real people. We're still trying to figure life out, and a lot of times, like, our bad games is directly a byproduct of what we're dealing with off the court. So I just, you know, hope fans can give us a little bit of leeway, but understand, you know, we do understand we're professionals also, you know, and we have a job to do. So we're just trying to figure it all out, trying to find that balance.
You mentioned what you're doing now. Can you just share some of what you're up to and what kind of inspired you to get into that line of work?
Yeah, so I work for the Players Association, the NBPA right now. Really incredible work, man. To be honest with you, like, I'm able to give back to our younger players. We do, everything dealing with the players. So from the rookies to, the veterans, everything in between, to guys transitioning out of the league. So I've literally been a part of everything in between. So I'm able to really, lend my expertise. I'm able to look at all of the programming that we have and try to figure out what'll work, what might not work, and how we can tweak some things to make guys really take advantage of the products that we have.
Really cool work that he's doing with the MBPA. And just thanks so much for your time, Eddy. This is great. I really appreciate it.
Anytime. Thank you.
All right, that was the GOAT and the Eddy Curry hanging out, chatting at Bullsfest earlier today. Really cool guy, very cool story, not just his career, but everything around his career and what's followed it. You were talking to him, Goat, about how like that baby Bulls era that kind of took off was like coincided with his kind of departure from the team. I always wondered if Eddy and or Tyson stuck around a little longer with that young Kirk, young Ben, young Luol team, like what that may have been like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, interesting. I know the Bulls got the pick. This was too far out in the future, though, right? They got the pick from the Knicks that turned into Joakim Noah. That wasn't part of the Eddy Curry trade, was it?
I don't think so.
Question.
And also crazy, Tyson ended up playing with the Knicks as well.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I mean, I think it was just interesting talking to him because, number one, I mean, just an incredible person to talk to. Just super easygoing, very generous with his time, and really open. I really appreciated that about both the interview that I did with him, but also, as I mentioned, the Players Tribune piece was like, honestly, incredible. The story of his life is wilder than you could possibly imagine. If you don't know it, if you haven't read that, I really encourage you to check it out. But yeah, just like, being drafted out of high school, like you're 17, 18 years old, and like all of a sudden you're making all this money, and you're the face of, this iconic franchise,
right?
And you're the one that's tasked with being the next like great player following Michael Jordan. And so the pressure was there. They already had Elton Brand. They just like were kind of flush with bigs. They bring in him and Tyson at the same time. It's just a really interesting story about the Bulls' history and like what he kind of meant to that. But a guy who's from the Chicagoland area, grew up cheering for the Bulls, as he mentioned, and getting to put that jersey on and hear his name called in the starting lineup, like that obviously really mattered to him. But I just don't think, in kind of reading about it and hearing what he had to say, that like he was at a point in terms of his own like, maturity and growth of just being a 17, 18-year-old where he could really, thrive in that role. Like I think it's just a challenge for both of those guys. And so he's just so impressive the way that he is so open and honest about all of that, including all the other just like tragic things that have happened to him. But really cool to talk with him and just kind of get a sense of what he's up to now, which is really interesting.
I really felt him on the part where he said the day the article came out, how he just really didn't want to, quail it and shut it down, because immediately you get that sense of fear rush, to your brain, especially when you're not used to sharing and uncomfortable with sharing. That is truly a Chicago thing, like for real. And so hearing him say that, I really felt him on that. And I like the fact that it still came out, because the Players Tribune always does those kind of things correctly.
Yeah.
And I love the way that they let him tell his truth and also protected him as well. And just all the great things he said that has come because of just that. I've watched him on different podcasts, talking about it, how he's talking to basketball players now who are younger about the pitfalls of money and those kind of things, because, educating somebody about what you've been through is one of the highest levels of service you can really kind of do. So I'm proud of him for that. Two things for you, Go. Yes, that pick absolutely led to Joakim Noah.
Oh, it did.
Being traded. It seems in 2007. But they gave the Bulls the rights to swap the 2007 first-round picks. When the picks turned out to be a lottery pick, which was number 9, the Bulls exercised their right to swap. They drafted Joakim Noah
in 07.
Second thing I was very proud of in that interview was the dap that Will gave Eddy Curry very correctly at the end. He did that really on point. I was watching that with an eagle eye. It was very, very on point and very well done, and I was very proud of Goat.
Thank you.
Yes,
it means
sir.
a lot.
Yes, sir.
It's cool.
Yes, sir.
I mean, like, Eddy, man, that little era post-Dynasty was rough.
Yeah.
Some of us, those were rough years. it's a lot to take on your shoulders. That mantle is like seemingly impossible to take on. And, so Eddy Curry, high lottery pick from from Illinois, from the Chicago area, in 2001, on the heels of Elton Brand, another high lottery pick, number 1 overall pick. Jay Williams in 2002. It's like all of these high lottery picks who are coming into the league young, raw, whatever, and like this franchise that has become iconic.
Yeah.
I can't fathom the amount of pressure that was on all of those young players at a variety of times.
I mean, Jerry Krause and B.J. Armstrong showing up at his games. Like every game in high school, they're showing up and sitting there. And like you said, this is right off the heels of winning 6.
Yeah.
And this is your hometown team. Like that kind of pressure, man, like breaks people. And it definitely, I'm sure it impacted him as a kid mentally, but he recovered and he really has some good seasons here with the Bulls, man. His 3rd and 4th year, he really balled out.
And speaking of break,
cool to see him coming back to the Bulls fold. Shout out to Eddy Curry, and as Goat said, go check out that Players Tribune article from Eddie. It's fantastic and fascinating.
It is.
We'll knock out a couple more ads. We'll come back on the other side and talk NBA 2K26 ratings. Hit the like. Today's show brought to you by Four Seasons. It was hot out at Bullsfest today.
It was.
Not quite as 2023 Bullsfest, but it was freaking hot.
Ooh.
And I was excited to get into some reliable air conditioning.
Yes.
That's why you need Four Seasons, which has been serving Chicagoland for over 50 years. Now is the time to get your AC checked out, and Four Seasons experts are ready to help you with AC installation, maintenance, and repair. You can save up to $4,000 on new comfort systems with Four Seasons. New AC units from $39 a month. AC furnace combos just $57 a month. Plumbing, electrical, heating, or cooling emergency? Need a new hot water tank or generator? Call Four Seasons with same-day installation. No extra charge for nights, weekends, or even holidays. Call 866-4-SEASONS. Your trusted local experts are Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. Visit FourSeasonsHeatingCooling.com for all their special offers and money-saving coupons. That's FourSeasonsHeatingCooling.com because Dave, for all the right reasons.
Call 866-4-SEASONS.
Bam!
Dose it. Go, what time is it?
Game time out.
Yes. You know what makes Game Time awesome? Many, many things. A couple of them are those last-minute ticket deals and those zone deals. They are awesome. They are easy to find and buy tickets to any event you would like to see. Tickets for every kind of event in your area, ladies and gentlemen. They got that lowest price guarantee. They got cancellation protection, even job loss protection. Who's doing that? I tell you who, Game Time. All the fees are included, so there are no surprises when you look at it. They got that Game Time ticket coverage, which comes with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry, but you know they got them seat views. Matt needs to know where he's stretching out the burgers and doing his thing. There it is. So take that guesswork up out of it, y'all. And when you use that Game Time, download Game Time, create an account, and CHGO, get yourself $20 off your first purchase. That's it. Game Time. See what he did there?
See what I did? CHGO Bulls! Game Time! Oh, man. Go was having some fun messing with Katie on the Game Time ad read while you were gone.
For real? What'd you do, though?
He was putting gigantically pregnant pauses between like getting Katie's attention and then actually asking her what time it was. Like, Katie! With like a lot of intense severity and urgency.
And you wonder why I'm bullying him.
I just made the connection.
Why I'm bullying him.
I just made the connection in my head. Like when you told me that, I was
we were running long.
I get it.
Yeah.
We're normally supposed to stop right at the 15:30 minute mark for ads.
Yeah.
We were at 32, and I wanted to, Katie's typically on top of those kind of things, but
I don't remember the context.
Reason,
it was just, I think I was
it's all good. I'm not pointing any fingers. I just wanted to keep us on track.
I had a take that I was trying to get off, and Will decided that in the middle of my take, he wanted to hold that up. So he deserved it.
Just trying to keep us on track,
He was caring.
Got to keep our sponsors happy.
That's it. Well,
that's right.
True. He's right about that.
All right. So before we dive into NBA 2K ratings, we did have another interview from Bullsfest earlier today talking to some local Chicago artists that you were chatting with, Goat.
Yes, indeed. They had a Art of the Game exhibit in the atrium, which consisted of a bunch of different local artists. I believe 11 of them all displaying some of their stuff. It's a lot of the people that like put together the designs for hats and just like other merch and memorabilia that goes on. So just a quick talk with them to share a little bit about their experience and the art that they were showing off.
Awesome.
Will Gottlieb here with CHGO Bulls, and I'm joined by two of the artists who had a huge contribution into what we've got behind us, which is the art of the game here at the Chicago Bulls Bullsfest of 2025. So just going to introduce each of these artists and maybe tell us a little bit about what you guys did and your contributions.
Sure. So I'm Z-Suit Steflenkov. I actually helped put the show together. I'm a curator. So I helped select the artists and kind of figure out what products we were going to make. This is our third year doing Bullsfest, so happy to be back. Super excited for everybody to, engage with our activation, and excited about tomorrow.
Nice. And you?
And I'm Ello. I'm an artist from Pilsen, and I'm here to help All-Star Press, and I also release some product along with other artists.
Nice. So tell us a little bit about the art that you created and just your experience working with the Bulls and how all of this has been going.
So I'm super inspired by Benny the Bull, as you can tell.
We can see that.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite characters. I actually go to the games for Benny the Bull, so he's a big inspiration. And the products I create are more on the fun, lighthearted side. I just want everybody to have fun and have a good time.
Just wanted to get your experience. You've been here for a couple of years now. What it's been like working with the Bulls and putting on this awesome exhibit.
Sure. We've been really fortunate. It's been 8 years we've been working with the organization. We've had just so many fun moments, fun activations, special times with releasing the hats every year with the artist hat series that we do. And then the art of the game is just kind of like bringing all of those things together and trying to create something unique and enjoyable for the fan base.
Yeah, and he mentioned the fans. I'm just curious, your experience being around so many fans. How are they treating you? What's it been like just being incorporated with so many people here who are here to see your art and just enjoy being Bulls fans together?
I think it's still it hasn't hit me like that, but it's so nice to be able to see people wearing the hat that I designed or just coming up and purchasing really anything, not even just me, but all the other artists. It's just damn, they feel it too, They love the Bulls as a brand and just as an idea, and it's just, it's like a dream come true.
That's amazing. Well, thank you guys both so much for taking the time to share your story and enjoy the rest of Bullsfest.
All right, more awesome content from Bullsfest earlier this afternoon. One area where I always give the Bulls credit as an organization that they deserve.
I'm going to be quiet on this.
Aside from all of the crap that I give them, and they deserve a lot of crap when it comes to building a winning basketball program, which we haven't seen in quite a while. Preface with that,
Let them cook.
Can't just say the nice thing.
the collaboration stuff that they do, combining Chicagoans and Bulls fans from all over the world, their passion for basketball and this basketball team with passions for arts, culture, music, everything else that makes Bulls fans and makes Chicago and Chicagoans.
Without a doubt. I have, a few friends that are artists, and when I see them, when they see those hats, they're always oh, bro, can you get your hands on a couple of those hats?
I'm a sucker for those hat series, man, with local artists. They're great.
They're so good, and they are so dope. And you're right. It just shows that the Bulls, in some kind of way, have their finger on the pulse of what's kind of going on culturally and artistically in these neighborhoods. And they're always, a great representation of it. And it doesn't feel forced, and it doesn't feel phony. And it's very respectful. I love how they have the cards in the hats telling you about the artists and who they are and why they even would do something like this. So I think it's a great way just to show that kind of connection just between art and sports that there always has kind of been. And the Bulls just really do it right when it comes to that stuff. And so it just makes me excited for what they kind of come up with next year, and the next artist that they're going to use and get a chance to do it, because it's really cool that they get a different 5-6 artists every single year and just give their own kind of take and own kind of design on it. And I mean, the percentage is as high as Matt being right, as far as it hit it. It is that good when they're putting that stuff out, man. And it's really, truly an art piece, and it's not just, another hat.
Well, I think it's easy to forget this, especially like hearing all the discourse around the NBA and talking about like what a team should do to build a winning organization and draft picks and assets and salary caps and scouting and all this stuff. It's like the fans are the only thing that really matters. Without fans, none of this other stuff happens.
True.
There's no ticket revenue. There's no jersey sales. There's no big TV deals. Like, it's all about the fans for professional sports. And I think these are moments where the organization shows that they understand that. And it's not just like the Bulls. Like, a lot of teams do this. A lot of different sports do this. It's not like necessarily having to do with the Bulls or their organization in particular, but I do think it's an important point that teams do this for their fans and try to bring their fans together and try to make people feel like they're part of a community, because that's really what makes this whole world go round.
No, that's real.
And I just think like it's easy to lose sight of that throughout the course of an 82-game season.
Yes.
But like that's what CHGO is all about. We're like here to hang out and meet people and be a part of that community. And I think it's always good and it's always important, and you always have to respect the fact that the Bulls do a good job of that. And that's why, like, with the Derrick Rose thing that we were talking about the other day, like, yes, there is an element of it that is like driven by capital, right, and like revenue, but it's also like that's what the fans want. They want to celebrate their favorite player and the guy who like was a huge piece of their fandom from that era. And so I'll never like blame anybody for wanting to go to those games or feeling like that's something that they want to buy a jersey for or they want to celebrate, because that's like what makes this whole thing work, and that's what makes sports special, and it's what makes a fan base a community.
Well said. Well said. And, you know, some of the Bulls fans we were talking to earlier today at Bullsfest were saying that very thing. Like, Derrick Rose, retirement night, round 2. Yeah, it's a money grab, but they're grabbing my money. I want to go.
They were like, I'm maxing out the
I want to be there.
Yeah,
like
they want to be there.
Want to be there to honor Derrick Rose and do so with their fellow Bulls fans. And look, I like, as the cranky old wart that I am, last year being there, y'all know I did that under protest. I did not like the idea of not only going ourselves, but asking our fellow Bulls fans to spend big dollars to go do that, given the state of the team. But when I was in there, and watching all that unfold, and watching Derrick speak, and watching Joakim speak about Derrick, I'm like, goosebumps, tears welling in my eyes. Like, that's the stuff that brings fans together. Like, even
even the fans who were with us in the suite, because I went around and I interviewed them, and speaking to them, and just hearing them talk about it. They were saying things I wasn't even considering. Yeah. Just as far as how deep this goes, you know what I mean? As far as your love just for this player and this team, how deep that stuff kind of goes for them. And that's why I don't, that's why I kind of be like, all right, bro, like, you feel how you feel, especially if you're feeling like this team is impacting your life in a really great way. And you don't ever want to remove that, from somebody's life like that, man. And Derrick Rose just means that to Bulls fans. And, the Chicago Bulls mean that to Bulls fans. They mean that to me. Like, the Bulls fans, Bulls are in my DNA. It's what it is. So, yeah, like, the Derrick Rose night, I think it's great. I'm happy for Derrick. I think it gives it another opportunity for players who couldn't make it that first time. They will definitely be there that time. I'm sure the ticket prices are crazy. I'm guarantee you, Matt covered that. I'm sure those ticket prices are out of control. And
climbing.
and I mean, but that's what it is. I think that's for anyone. You know what I mean? Like, any great player. Like, when Damian Lillard retires in Portland, those tickets are going to be crazy. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, man, like, Derrick Rose deserves this kind of night, and Bulls fans also deserve this kind of night. Having a winning team or not having a winning team, they're going to show him that kind of love, like, because he's earned that and he deserves that. So that's going to be a great night for Bulls fans to be watching. I guarantee you some tears will be shed by some people for sure, but yeah.
But also just circling it back to, like, Bullsfest and the artists that contributed to that event, like, I think it's really important that the organization includes people from the community, without a doubt, in that kind of stuff. And I think that's just a valuable piece of what the Bulls are trying to do as an organization. I just think that's super important.
Showing them that they are seen is incredibly important. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, because there are definitely sides of Chicago. They call it 2 Chicagos, where people feel like they aren't seen, and don't get a chance to be put on that kind of level and that kind of stage So the Bulls doing this kind of stuff, like extending a hand and reaching it out and saying, no, we see you. And not only do we see you, we want what you do. Here for the Chicago Bulls, one of the biggest global brands out there. That means everything, man. And that's how you grow. Like you said, Will, that's how you grow a community. And that's how you grow people. And that's how you grow bigger fandom and stuff like that. It's seeing the people in your community, regardless of where they come from or what they have. That kind of stuff is important, man. Representation is 100% important, man, especially in basketball, in sports. Because when people like me who are playing the sport, but people who don't look like me are talking about the sport, like the representation has to still kind of be there. You know what I mean? You have to be able to see these things. So for the Bulls to be able to do that and to see these things and understand their international appeal and all that other stuff on top of that, they do that stuff right. They always have done that kind of thing correctly. And Bullsfest, Will, like you stated, is another great example. Because you're right, Matt. That line we saw when we were leaving was long, but look who was in that line. It was everybody in that line. It's black, it's white, it's everybody.
Chicago
kids.
was in that line.
You know what I'm saying? Young, old.
Yeah.
Didn't matter, bro.
Yeah.
Like, only thing that mattered was being a Bulls
fans
fan.
comes in all shapes and sizes,
Bro,
man.
and they're going to represent.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's what's going to happen. So, yeah, it was beautiful.
Common denominator. We're all showing up in our favorite Bulls gear. like
that's it. You going? Yeah.
Yeah.
You going? Yeah. All right. See you there. It's a cool thing, bro.
Sean Marion, you going?
Obviously.
Obviously.
All right, smash cut. The other thing we wanted to talk about on today's show, NBA 2K26 ratings and rankings have been dropped. Okay. We can talk about the three players who cracked the top 100,
Will Gottlieb?
their overall ratings, and where they fell in the rankings. No, unfortunately, Windy City tryout, Will Gottlieb did not make.
What would you rank him? What would you rank Windy City Gottlieb?
100.
100?
He's 100.
I would give him like a 74.
74. Okay,
Not
if you're being
74,
realistic,
just
that's
4.
generous. If we're being realistic, I would
realistically.
I would give him like
Drop
a 12.
the 70. Just 4.
It's just 4?
On the same grading scale as NBA players?
I don't even know if it is a
though.
4.
Yeah, it's a G League.
It would be like when Scott Skiles told Eddy Curry to jump, and I would be like, I can't. I would if I could.
Would love to.
I would love to, but
I tried.
having some trouble with that.
Speaking of modest verticals, Nikola Vucevic came in at number 75 in the NBA 2K's top 100 with an overall rating of 82.
Oh, not bad.
He has been in the top 100 every year that he has been a Bull. You kind of wonder how many years are left for Vooch to be in this 2K top 100.
Yeah.
But it's hard to argue with his production.
Yeah.
Like, he did actually miss the biggest stretch of games this past season of any stretch since he's been a Bull. The guy is just an iron horse, almost always available and almost always giving you 20 and 10.
Yeah.
Like, that is worthy of not just an 80 rating, but an 82 rating. I think that's legitimate.
Very legitimate. The 3-point rating
Woo,
definitely
84.
earned 84 for Vooch.
Just 65 is funny.
Yeah, I was going to ask Katie, is that included on purpose that all of them are 65?
It's on the
for
website.
The driving dunk. I know, but she specifically included that.
I mean, I included all of the information they would give me. If they gave me more, I would include even more. But this is just what
Vooch
is
being
out
a 65
now.
on dunks makes sense.
It doesn't make
Coby
sense
White
to me.
being a 65
Yeah.
on
Yeah,
dunks?
why
Yeah,
are they
that's a little
all the
weird.
same?
Yeah.
We watched him dunk on Wembanyama.
Wembanyama.
You know what I mean? Like, we saw that happen. That alone gets you in the higher
I feel like
60s.
65 is just the lowest they would go for anything.
Yeah.
Any single stat, like it doesn't go lower than 65.
But Kobe can dunk.
Except
like,
for Steph Curry is a 36 dunk, apparently. So,
a 36?
yeah.
Ooh.
But I've seen him dunk before.
Sure. Well, let's get you a 36. But
I've
again,
also seen Vooch like throw down some kind of crazy dunks over the last couple of years. Not like crazy like
know
vertical
about
stuff,
last
but like
year, though.
he's
he's
thrown down some dunks. He's had some posters.
So
I'm with you on Kobe. I'll go with you on that one.
some other big men who are right around Vooch in the rankings of top 100. Nas Reed came in at number 74, also as an 82 overall, and Jalen Duren, the youngster from Detroit, also an 82, right behind Vooch at 76. Some other company he has, Cooper Flagg, 79, out of the gate.
Out of the gate.
As an 82 overall. Hartenstein came in with an 82 as well at number 80 overall. Jaden McDaniels This is Walker Kessler came in also as an 82, ranked 83rd overall. This is like respectable territory for Vooch, I think.
No, it's fair.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel like that's fair. We can haggle and argue about the dunks and all this other stuff, but the overall ranking is something I always started with and looked at, and then I would go to what do they do best? What is this person known for doing best? Okay, let's see where they have that part ranked. All the other stuff, you know what I mean? Is we'll figure it out. But that's fair because that's how he played. He was in the 80s for sure. Like getting 45 double-doubles in the season puts you up there like that, man. So, and again, 2K does a cool thing because they change it as the season goes.
Yes.
They raise and they lower it as the season goes, which I think is awesome to do. So there's still opportunity for those guys, to grow it. And I didn't realize how much this stuff meant to the players. Until these past few years. And I'm like, this stuff means something to them, bro. Like, they'll see this and be like, nope, I'm going to practice.
Do you see Bobby Porter's quote tweeted his ranking
for
recently?
real?
Yeah, it was just like, I can't, like, whatever his ranking was, he was like, I just can't get out of this. He's like, I can't crack it. I think it was like an 81 or 82 or something. I don't know.
Man. Yeah, it means something to them, bro. Same with Madden. Same thing with those players. It means something to them.
I feel like Vooch should have been a little higher, honestly. He had
Okay,
an incredible
where would you
season.
have him?
Maybe like an 83 or something. Not like that much higher, but like
So some of the names
I
ranked
thought he
just
was
ahead of
clearly-
him. Avdia, Brandon Miller, Aaron Gordon, John Collins.
Yeah,
I feel like he was-
think you're
Dude,
right,
you know
man.
what? I'm putting him ahead of John Collins.
Yeah, I was about to. Yeah,
Come on now.
Goat's
like,
right.
he's better than
Goat's
Nas
right.
Reed, and Nas Reed is really good. But Vooch was like insane last year.
He
like,
was.
I think part of it was that he had struggled shooting the year before, but 18, 10, 3.5, shooting 53, 40, and 80 is like that's a really good season. Those are
really
all-star
good
numbers.
season.
That's all-star caliber stuff.
And we were talking about him as a fringe all-star
We were.
ahead of all-star. So
We
like
absolutely were.
again, I'm not saying like Vooch is like a 97 or something, but like I just thought he had a really productive year. When we after the season did like our MVPs, he was mine without a shadow of doubt because even though Coby and Giddey maybe had higher peaks, like they didn't sustain it. It wasn't consistent throughout the whole year, and Vooch was, and I think there's something to be said for that.
No, he was the most consistent Chicago Bull player that they had, and it felt like he was the one that flew under the radar the entire season, but was putting up the best numbers for the team. I believe he was third. If we're just going by the percentages from three, I believe he was third, 40%. 40.2 if I'm not mistaken. I'm saying percentage because other guys, didn't have a huge volume, but they just had a higher percentage.
Right,
That's why I'm only going by that. But I mean, he was third in that. I mean, led him in rebounds. Like he was like second in scoring. Like he was up there on that kind of level. You know what I mean, for the Bulls as the veteran, as a guy who was also actively being shopped to other teams, and you're still playing this kind of way. Like, he was phenomenal. That was the best season I saw him have since he got here, without a doubt. That was the best season I saw him have since his All-Star year in Orlando. Like, the numbers that he put up were astronomical. It was the numbers that he put up which was driving AK so crazy about, we need to get this dude on the team.
Yep.
If he's doing this kind of stuff, we need to get him on the squad. So that's how good he was, and that's how awesome of a season he was. And to still be unselfish as a teammate on top of that kind of thing, like still be a willing passer, still be part of it, as Goat likes to say, that connective tissue. Like he was just great to watch. He was just a easy salve, for the Bulls, at least for me to watch. He was my new DeMar DeRozan salve.
Yes, the DeMar salve.
Nikola Vucevic, man.
And I feel like even just looking at some of these other rankings,
That DeMar salve.
again, I don't really care about this, to be honest. Like, I don't think it's like that big of a deal. But you look at some of these other rankings, and it's like they have 24 players rated 90 or better. So those are like your all-stars.
Yeah.
And then you have, let's see,
A lot of players.
53
in the 80s.
players
53.
are 85. And I feel like those
wow.
are like the fringe all-stars. And
Yeah.
I feel like Vooch should be in that category. Like an 84 or 85 made sense based on the way that he played last year. I feel like relative to Zach LaVine, he had as good a season. Like for what he does compared to what Zach LaVine does, I feel like he had as good a season as Zach, and Zach's an 85. I think
Zach's
you can
an
make
85?
Yeah,
Okay,
I think
good
you
for
can
Zach.
make an argument that like, I guess there's a bunch of guys that are like too high or too low on this. Like, I don't know what to do with Dyson Daniels. He was like second in defensive player of the year. He was outstanding, breakout, but he's an 83.
He's an 83.
You have guys like, I don't know, Trey Murphy had like an incredible year stepping up for a bunch of injured guys in New Orleans. Josh Hart had like insane numbers, and he's 91st. So it's just like it's hard to rank defense. It's hard to like manage all that into a rating. So I don't like put too much stock into it, but I just think like that might have been peak Vooch for the Bulls, and I just feel like he was last year better than a top 75 player.
Let me ask you this. Do you think they factored in the fact that he's now a year older?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was
and that
alluding
one point,
to.
and that
like,
one point probably is like,
is this
what dropped it?
Ranking it based on who they are up until this point, or is it like forecasting and projecting a little bit? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So Coby and Josh both ranked ahead of Vooch. Coby came in ranked 65th in the top 100 with an 83 overall rating, the highest of any Bulls player for this upcoming season. And Josh was just a few spots behind him, 69th overall with an 82 ranking, or 69th in the top 100 and an 82 overall rating. Like this collection of players in the 60s, Jalen Green, Miles Turner, Cam Johnson, Dyson Daniels, who Goat mentioned, Stephon Castle, Michael Porter Jr., R.J. Barrett, John Collins. Like, these are comparable players, I think, to Coby White and Josh Giddey. And Goat, I'm with you. I think the overall body of work for Vooch, like, you could make the argument that he actually could be an 83 or maybe an 84 as opposed to Josh and Coby. The question that I have as a Bulls fan when you look at NBA 2K ratings, and I'm with you, I don't necessarily like care a whole lot about 2K ratings. It's just interesting to see how other people outside of the Bulls, petri dish of people who are obsessed with this team view players on this team and view the roster. Like, for example, Modest Buzelis is coming into this season, his sophomore season, as a 79 in 2K. Mm-hmm. You know who else is a 79? Trey Jones, Zach Collins, Kevin Huerter. Those are the other second tier of 2K rated players on this Bulls roster. Jalen Smith and Ayo are both 78s. Okoro a 77. Who joins Coby, Josh, and Vooch in the 80s by the end of this season?
Modest.
That is, as a Bulls fan, what I want to know.
Damn.
And obviously, bing, 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 the name that I'm thinking of. If he's coming into the season as a 79, can Modest have a kind of year where that number doesn't go down for any reason? Sophomore slump, no thank you. That number goes up. Yeah. And we're talking about Modest being legitimately rated 2K-wise as a low 80s. And sky's the limit after that.
Without a doubt. And I think you said it right, because I don't want it to stay the same.
Right.
Like, I don't want to go down or be 79.
Yeah.
Or stagnant. Thank you. Like, just be right there in the middle. No, up. That's all I'm looking at when it comes to Modest Buzelis. Up, up, and up, like you an old man with balloons on your house. Like, that's what I want from Modest Buzelis. And this, I kind of like the fact that it's 79 for him, because he takes everything personally, you know what I mean, as far as what he can put into his game to get some kind of mental edge, to get him going like that. I hope he saw that and is completely pissed off about it. Like, I am not a 79, bro. Like, I'm way better than this. Cool. Make him angry. Go prove it out there on the floor. I can't wait for him to get out there and prove this stuff to people on the floor, man. So you're right, Matt. Like, it's got to be up. Like, there'll be no stagnant right here. It's got to be up. My question also is, what is Patrick Williams ranked?
Oh, gosh.
I would like to know this.
Let's see.
Because 77 for Okoro.
Patrick Williams is a 76. 1 point lower than Okoro, who is a 77.
Okay.
What's like the lowest rated player?
That's what I was about to ask.
I feel like they just
Yuki
don't really
Kawamura, the disrespect is rated a 67.
How dare you?
They clearly take height into account aggressively.
How dare you,
Emmanuel
sir?
Miller, another one of the two ways, is a 68. Julian Phillips is a 73. Dalen Terry's a 74. Javon Carter's a 74.
He shouldn't. He should be in the 70s. At least give me 7. You know what? Nope. I want you to see this, Yuki. I want you to see it and take it personally, sir.
Dude.
Take it personally.
That's right.
Go out there
also,
and ball.
Yuki is a 25 dunking. That's mean. Patrick Williams is a 65.
That's too close.
I call BS. They
So
are
you're
not
saying-
40 points
you're-
apart.
Yeah, you're saying he's the same as Coby White then. Like, that's just ridiculous.
Right. Yeah, because
That
you know
is
what Coby
correct.
does when he
Come
tries
on.
to
That
dunk?
is absolutely
He usually
ridiculous.
succeeds in dunking the
Yes,
ball.
correct. Absolutely right. Katie is, yes, that is ridiculous. They should not be on the same level with that. Put him down with Steph Curry.
I genuinely think that Pat did not convert 65% of his dunk attempts.
Oh, man.
So how can you be a 65 dunking?
Yeah, I think the deadline was coming. Like stuff. Maybe they looked at the silhouette like I say they do with Pat. You look at the silhouette of him, you're like, oh, yeah, absolutely, he's got that. But, again, yeah, we'll see if he is inspired, to get out there and perform this season because ooh,
Yeah.
ooh.
Speaking of dunking ratings, though, modest, 89.
Okay, now we talking.
Let's get that
now
into
we
the
talking.
90s.
Let's do that.
I so want Modest to try again with the dunk contest.
Is Vooch the highest rated 3-point shooter?
84. Yes, he is.
Okay.
Kobe's an 81. Trey Jones an 81. Okoro an 80.
Oh.
Javon and Dalen. Dalen?
Taylor, you heard it. You heard it.
Will this be the year when we get the 6 made threes in a game from Dale Terry?
We were so close.
close.
We were so close, baby.
close.
Right there at the 4.
That's going to do it for today. We are out of time. Hope everybody had a great week. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Sunday, no stress. Bears preseason over.
Over.
Unbeaten in preseason.
Yeah.
We will be back on Monday with a fresh episode for y'all through the dog days, 4 p.m. Central Time per usual. Big Day's back. Bow. BWL Sports. Will Go Gottlieb. Read his stuff, allchgo.com. Become a diehard so you can read it. Will_Gottlieb. Also read Big Day's new column. Also available now, allchgo.com. I'm Bulls_Peck. We are CHGO_Bulls. Queen of the Controls, Katie Duffy. Shout out again to everybody we saw at Bullsfest today. Shout out again to the Bulls people for helping us out and being hospitable to us today at Bullsfest. Appreciate you. See you, Red. Be good. Talk to you Monday.
Peace.
Bow.
We all silly like the mayor.